Today I will be adding a Titan to my game, my Titanfall light game. It's meant to be a Titanfall light game. It's day 22, and I haven't even got a Titan yet. I plan on doing it differently compared to a Titanfall actually happens, because then that would be pretty copyright. I intend to make it where I like the idea of being transformed into a Titan. So you're an average human and you transform into a Titan. I guess the best way to explain it would be like Naruto, I guess, how he turns into the nine-tailed fox type thing. But yeah, I want to work more on my tutorial as well, tutorial world, but I'm gonna push that off just a little bit because I still want to add more to my game so that I actually have functionality. Because building the tutorial room is just world development. So, and for the world development to make it look nice, I would like to make meshes for the world. I'm gonna kind of defer a little bit from my little Notion template. Show you my Notion. Um, I might not have the multiplayer and the basic assets that I want to make by the end of the 30 days. I'm going to change it up just a little bit because I want to make the gameplay feel more fun. Because if it's not fun while it's blocks and cylinders and circles, then it's not going to be fun with the meshes. Well, it might be, but from what I've been told, it's going to be fun without the fancy fandangled stuff. So back to me. um, as well as the Titan that I want to add a shield drone that protects like one person. I like the idea from Warframe and Destiny how there's like a shield, like the floating drones can give a shield and stuff. So I want like a shield kind of drone. And that might even be an ability that the person gets. I like the idea of it being an ability that the person can get as like an overshield sort of thing. I want it to be easily breakable though, so um, it's not like super duper OP. um, I want to add like kind of like Octane, a Steam ability where you run faster, so the V would go back, and so that should be pretty simple to create as an ability. But I like the idea of also adding a jetpack to the game. So I think something cool would be like getting bursted into the air and then you kind of hover for a bit. I think that'd be cool for like trick shot kind of stuff. I remember trying to go for trick shots in Call of Duty, and it was always fun to go for. So that's what I want to have achieved by the end of the video. So a Titan, a stim ability, a drone that shields people, and like a jetpack kind of. So without further ado, I'll get to coding and I will see you very, very soon. And I am back. I have added the Titan form, I've added the shield drone, I've added new abilities, and yeah, so I'm excited to show them with you. I'll share my screen. Um, I will go over. I'll actually just show you um, how it works. So we'll click the soldier. So I put the stim on my soldier. But as you can see, the enemy has now got a little shield around it. So when I shoot it, shield dies, and the enemy is protected a bit. So previously, the bullet from my rocket launcher would just one shot it. So it hasn't got a shield again. So if I shoot it, see, I killed it fully. Now for the stim, oh, this thing exploded. For the stim, so this is a normal sprint speed, and I'll use my stim, and you can see the sprint speed is much faster now. So it's much faster. Um, and yeah, so that's the little shield. Oh, I didn't go over the Titan, but I'll show that in a second. Um, I've got a hover ability now, so kill this thing, and then I'll show off the hover ability. So if I press E, I hover up in the air. It's like a little jetpack. I stay there for like half a second, and then I fall back down. I'm in the future going to make it faster, where you go up faster and then you hover there for a little bit longer. And yeah, but now for the really cool moment, at least I think it's a cool moment, the Titan ability. So, unfortunately, I've got all the abilities in Titan form as well. But yeah, uh, that's my little demonstration of what I've done today. Now onto the code side of things. I'll start off with the shield drone. I tried to get the shield drone spawner to work. That didn't really work. So um, now, so to go over the code, pretty basic. I've got a shield amount that the shield drone gives. I will end up making an ability. So then uh, the players themselves can get a little shield drone, and shield's going to be really weak. It's like one shot for most weapons. I'll probably make it even weaker, to be honest. So then the shield drone really is one shottable. One shottable. um, I was having some problems with the shield not actually working on enemy, and that was because the rocket launcher has an explosion radius, and the explosion radius was just killing the drone at the same time as the enemy. So the enemy was getting one shot when it should have had 25 health. So I had to add a delay. At all. So I had to add a bit of a delay to the shield, like falling off. So it has to await 0.1 seconds before the shield gets removed. So yeah, pretty simple. If the parent has a method to get a shield, which the player does have a method, so I'll be able to put spawn a shield for myself instantly. And yeah, so this is the shield drone spawner. Very basic, very simple. I probably need to make a collision mesh for whether or not the drone can actually patch onto an enemy. But for the little bit of time that I was trying to test it, it wasn't working. I've got a heavy cannon that I was working on with the Titan form, I guess you would say. And I it works. It's just too small. So it kind of shoots myself. And yeah. Um, in the player, I've got the stim and hover abilities. So um, I've just got the variables. It increases speed, and then basically it will times the speed walk. So the player walk speed times equals the speed multiplier. So this is the speed multiplier. So it increases the speed by 1.8. Um, and yeah, so sprint speed, same thing. And then yeah, so I got the stim to heal as well as give health. For the hovering ability, basically I've got the variation of hover duration as 2 seconds, and the hover force of 10, and then obviously the hovering is set to false, so I'm not just spawning in and hovering straight away. um, and just the name and the cooldown is here for ready, and then the function to use is hovering. Sets it to true, and then it will play the function hover, and basically, um, it there's a timer that I've got set to it, and the velocity is 5. So I go up 5 meters basically, and then I drop down due to the duration. So I could increase the duration, and I would stay there a bit longer. But yeah. Um, for the Titan form, I have a enter Titan for the function. I've got the exit Titan, um, and it will swap my weapon to the Titan weapon, so I'm not using my rocket launcher, for example. Um, and it will swap back to the normal weapon as soon as I'm done being the Titan. I've got a stomp. I'll show that off in a second. Totally forgot about it because I started floating in the air. But yeah, it basically one shots the enemies at the moment. And yeah, I think I might need to increase the damage because I was testing it out without a shield on it. But yeah, I've got a toggle Titan as as well. So basically, if I'm the Titan, it exits the Titan. If not, enter the Titan. That's basically how I've got it. I had to add some variables to this. I had to add a unhandled input to it as well. Pretty simple. Just if the action's pressed, do the action. That's essentially what it is. Got the stomp damage. Yeah, so the stomp damage is 150, so it won't one-shot the enemies. So I'd have to make it 175, one-shot the enemies. And yeah, I think in the entering Titan, I made it where it changes my player size. Yeah, so it scales the vector by 333, rather than me being 2 meters tall. But I'll show off the stomp. Yeah, nice and big. I press E, it one shots the 2 enemies. um, but yeah, so that's what I added to my game today. um, that's all for this video. So leave a like, comment what you think I should add next, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.